Hello, everyone. Welcome to English Chat Channel, where English is easy, simple, and fun. My name is Sarah. I am so happy you are here today. In today's video, we will go through 10 real-life English conversations about planning before traveling. From planning your trip and booking flight tickets, to checking your passport validity, applying for a visa, comparing hotel reviews and ratings, and more. These conversations are made in a simple and clear way to help you improve your listening and speaking skills in English and use them confidently in real situations. Before we begin, here's a question for you. How confident do you feel using English when traveling? Tell me in the comments. I am so happy to read all your comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share the video. It really helps our channel grow and reach more learners around the world. Your support means everything and helps us create even better content for you. Let's begin.
Discussing destination options.
Hey, Tom. Have you thought about where we should go for our next trip?
Yes, I've been thinking about it lately.
Great! I think we should decide soon.
I agree. It's better to plan in advance.
What destinations do you have in mind?
I'm considering the beach, the mountains, or maybe a city trip.
The beach sounds relaxing and fun.
Yes, especially if the weather's warm and sunny.
Do you know any good beach destinations?
We could look for a place that is not too crowded and has clear water.
That would be perfect for relaxing and swimming.
Exactly. And we could also enjoy some water activities.
I also like the idea of the mountains.
Me too. It will be peaceful and cooler than the city.
We could go hiking and enjoy nature views.
Yes, and maybe stay in a small cabin or lodge.
That sounds like a completely different experience.
It really does, especially if we want to escape noise.
What about a city trip instead?
That will be more active and full of attractions.
We could visit museums and historical places.
And try different restaurants and cafes.
Shopping could also be part of the plan.
True, but it might be more expensive than other options.
That's a good point. We should consider our budget.
Yes, budget and travel time are important factors.
Also, the weather in each destination matters.
Definitely. We should avoid extreme weather conditions.
So, how do we choose between these options?
Let's compare costs, activities, and comfort levels.
I think the beach is still my top choice.
Mine too. It feels like the best balance of relaxation and fun.
Great. Let's start searching for the best beach destination.
Perfect. We'll pick one that fits our schedule and budget.
Comparing flight prices across different airlines.
Tom, have you checked flight prices for our trip yet?
Yes, I've been comparing prices across different airlines.
Great. Which airlines did you look at?
I checked a few major airlines as well as some budget carriers.
Which one is the cheapest so far?
One budget airline has the lowest price, but it doesn't include baggage.
That's important to consider. What about the full cost?
When you add baggage and seat selection, the price increases.
I see. How does it compare to the other airlines?
Another airline is slightly more expensive, but it includes baggage and meals.
So it might actually be better value overall?
Exactly. That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Are there any direct flights available?
Yes, but direct flights are usually more expensive than connecting ones.
True, but they save time and effort.
That's why I'm comparing both price and travel duration.
Did you notice any discounts or special offers?
A few airlines have promotions for early bookings.
Then we should book soon before prices go up.
Yes, flight prices tend to increase closer to the departure date.
Which option do you think is the best overall?
I think the mid-range airline offers the best balance of price and comfort.
That sounds reasonable.
Let's double-check the baggage policy and cancellation rules before booking.
Good idea. Those details are important too.
Once we confirm everything, we can go ahead and book the tickets.
Perfect. Let's finalize it today.
Choosing between direct and connecting flights.
Have you checked the flight options for our trip?
Yes, I've been looking at both direct and connecting flights.
Great. Which one do you think is better?
It depends on what we value more, time or cost.
That makes sense. Direct flights are usually faster,
Exactly. They save time and are more convenient.
but they are often more expensive.
Yes, that's the downside of direct flights.
What about connecting flights?
They're usually cheaper, but take longer.
That's because of the layover time, right?
Correct. Sometimes the layover can be a few hours.
That could be tiring, especially with long waits.
True, but it can also be a chance to rest between flights.
I see your point. Are there any short layovers available?
Yes, but shorter layovers can be risky if there are delays.
Good point. We might miss the next flight.
Exactly. That's why timing is very important.
How long is the direct flight compared to the connecting one?
The direct flight is about 3 hours, while the connecting one takes around 6 hours.
That's a big difference in travel time.
Yes, but the connecting flight is significantly cheaper.
So we need to balance cost and convenience.
I agree. It depends on our budget and schedule.
If we want to save time, we should choose direct flights.
And if we want to save money, connecting flights are better.
What do you prefer personally?
I prefer direct flights for shorter trips.
Me too, especially if the price difference is not too big.
Then let's check if we can find a reasonably priced direct flight.
Good idea. We can compare a few airlines first.
Once we find a good option, we should book it quickly.
Yes, flight prices can change very fast.
All right, let's decide and finalize our choice today. Deciding on travel dates and duration of the trip.
Tom, we still need to decide on the travel dates for our trip.
Yes, I was thinking about that yesterday.
When do you think is the best time to go?
It depends on our schedules and the weather at the destination.
True, we should choose a time that works for both of us.
I'm free at the end of next month. What about you?
That works for me too.
Great, then we can plan around that period.
How long should we stay there?
I think 5 days would be a good duration.
5 days sounds reasonable, not too short and not too long.
Yes, it gives us enough time to relax and explore.
Should we consider a shorter trip instead?
We could, but a shorter trip might feel rushed.
That's true. We don't want to feel stressed during the trip.
Exactly. We should have enough time to enjoy each activity.
What if we extend it to a week?
A week would be nice, but it might be more expensive.
Good point. Accommodation and flights will cost more.
So maybe 5 or 6 days is the best compromise.
I agree. That seems balanced.
Also, we should check if there are any holidays during that time.
Yes, holidays might affect prices and availability.
Traveling during peak season could be more expensive.
Then maybe we should avoid peak dates if possible.
Good idea. Off-peak travel is usually cheaper and less crowded.
So we've agreed on the general time frame.
Yes, end of next month for about 5 to 6 days.
Perfect. Now we can start booking flights and hotels.
Agreed. Let's move on to the next step of planning. Setting a travel budget and estimating expenses.
Tom, before we book anything, we should set a travel budget.
I agree, Saso. It's important to know how much we're willing to spend.
What do you think our total budget should be?
I think we should estimate a reasonable amount for flights, hotel, food, and activities.
Yes, let's start with flights. How much do you think they will cost?
Based on my research, flights might take a large portion of the budget.
That's true, especially if we choose a popular destination.
Next, we should estimate hotel costs per night.
Right. Depending on the hotel quality, prices can vary a lot.
We could choose a mid-range hotel to balance comfort and cost.
Good idea. What about daily expenses like food and transport?
I think we should allocate a fixed daily amount for that.
Yes, maybe we can set a daily limit to avoid overspending.
Agreed. And we should also include some money for activities and attractions.
Don't forget souvenirs and unexpected expenses.
Absolutely. It's always good to have extra money as a backup.
So, how should we divide the total budget?
We can estimate percentages for each category: flights, accommodation, food, and extras.
That sounds organized and practical.
Also, we should track our spending during the trip.
Yes, that will help us stay within our budget.
Do you prefer using cash or cards for payments?
I think using a card is more convenient, but we should carry some cash too.
Good point, especially for small purchases.
Once we finalize the budget, we can start booking confidently.
Exactly. Having a clear budget will make planning much easier.
Booking flight tickets online.
Are you ready to book our flight tickets online, Tom?
Yes, Azo. I've been checking a few websites and airlines.
Great. Which one do you think we should use?
I found a website that compares prices from different airlines.
That's helpful. Did you find any good deals?
Yes, there are a couple of options within our budget.
Nice. Let's choose the best one.
First, we need to select our departure and return dates.
Right. We already agreed on the travel dates.
Yes, now we just need to enter the details.
Should we choose direct or connecting flights?
I think a direct flight will be more convenient.
I agree. It saves time and effort.
Okay, I'll filter the results to show direct flights only.
Good idea. What about baggage options?
We should check if baggage is included in the ticket price.
Yes, some airlines charge extra for luggage.
Exactly, so we need to review all the details carefully.
Did you check the seat selection options?
Yes, some tickets allow free seat selection, while others charge for it.
Let's pick seats together if possible.
Agreed. It's better to sit next to each other.
Once we confirm everything, we can proceed to payment.
Yes, we'll need to enter passenger details and payment information.
Is it safe to book online?
Yes, as long as we use a secure and trusted website.
Perfect. Let's double-check everything before confirming.
Good idea. We should review the dates, times, and prices.
All right, everything looks correct.
Great. Let's complete the booking now.
Checking passport validity and expiration date.
Hey, Tom, have you checked your passport before our trip?
Not yet, Sasso, but I know we should check the expiration date.
Yes, many countries require a passport to be valid for at least 6 months.
That's true. Let me check mine now.
Good idea. Is it still valid?
Yes, but it expires in 8 months.
That should be fine for our trip. What about your passport?
Mine expires next year, so I'm good as well.
Great. We won't have any issues with entry.
Do you think we need to renew it anyway?
Not now, but it's something to keep in mind for future trips.
Absolutely. Renewing a passport takes some time.
Yes, especially if there are delays in processing.
We should also check if any other documents are required.
Good point. Some countries require visas as well.
Right. But for now, passport validity is the most important thing.
Agreed. Without a valid passport, we can't travel at all.
It's better to check everything early to avoid problems.
Yes, preparation is key when planning a trip.
I'm glad we checked this in advance.
Me too. Now we can move on to the next step of planning.
Applying for a visa and discussing requirements.
Tom, have you looked into the visa application for our trip?
Yes, Sasso. I started checking the requirements online.
Great. What documents do we need?
Usually, a valid passport, passport-size photos, and a completed application form.
Do we also need proof of travel plans?
Yes, many embassies require flight reservations and hotel bookings.
What about financial proof?
They often ask for bank statements to show we can support ourselves during the trip.
That makes sense. Are there any additional documents?
Sometimes a letter of employment or proof of income is required.
How long does the visa process usually take?
It depends on the country, but it can take from a few days to several weeks.
Then we should apply early to avoid delays.
Absolutely, especially during busy travel seasons.
Do we need to book an appointment at the embassy?
Yes, in many cases, we have to schedule an appointment for a submission or an interview.
Is the application process complicated?
Not really, but we need to make sure all the documents are complete and accurate.
What happens if something is missing?
The application could be delayed or even rejected.
That's why we should double-check everything before submitting.
Exactly. Preparation is very important.
Should we apply together or separately?
We can apply separately, but make sure the information is consistent.
Good point. Consistency is important for approval.
Also, we should fill out the forms carefully without any mistakes.
Yes, even small errors can cause problems.
Do you know if there's an application fee?
Yes, most visas require a non-refundable fee.
Okay, we should include that in our budget.
Agreed. It's part of the overall travel expenses.
Once we gather everything, we can submit our applications.
Perfect. Let's start preparing the documents today.
Comparing hotel reviews and ratings.
Tom, have you started looking at hotels for our trip?
Yes, Cecil. I've been comparing different hotels based on reviews and ratings.
Great. Which websites are you using?
I checked a few travel websites that show guest reviews and overall ratings.
That's helpful. Which hotel has the highest rating so far?
One hotel has very high ratings, especially for cleanliness and service.
That sounds promising. What do the reviews say about it?
Most guests say the staff is friendly and the rooms are comfortable.
That's exactly what we're looking for.
Yes, but it's slightly more expensive than other options.
Are there any cheaper hotels with good reviews?
Yes, there are a few mid-range hotels with decent ratings.
How do their reviews compare?
They're good, but not as consistent as the higher-rated hotel.
I see. Are there any common complaints in the reviews?
Some guests mention smaller rooms or slower service.
That's something we should consider.
Definitely. Ratings alone aren't enough. We should read the comments carefully.
Good point. Detailed reviews give more useful information.
Also, I look for recent reviews to make sure the information is up to date.
That's smart. Older reviews might not reflect the current situation.
Exactly. Hotels can change over time.
Do you think we should prioritize rating or price?
I think we should balance both quality and cost.
Agreed. We don't want to overspend, but we also want a comfortable stay.
Based on the reviews, the higher-rated hotel seems more reliable.
Yes, even if it costs a bit more, it might be worth it.
Let's compare a few more options before making a final decision.
Good idea. Then we can check amenities like breakfast and Wi-Fi.
Yes, those extras can make a big difference in comfort.
Also, location is important for easy access to attractions.
True. A central location can save us time and transportation costs.
Once we finalize the list, we can read more detailed reviews.
Perfect. And then we'll book the hotel that best fits our needs.
Downloading travel apps, maps, translation, booking apps.
Tom, have you downloaded any travel apps for our trip?
Yes, Saso. I've installed a Maps app, a translation app, and a booking app.
Great. Which Maps app are you using?
I'm using a popular navigation app to help us find directions easily.
That will be very useful when we're exploring the city.
Exactly. It can also show a traffic update to nearby places.
What about the translation app?
It helps translate signs, menus, and conversations in real time.
That's really helpful, especially if we don't speak the local language.
Yes, we can even use the camera feature to translate text instantly.
That's amazing. And the booking app?
It allows us to book hotels, flights, and even activities.
So we can manage everything in one place.
Exactly. It makes planning much easier and faster.
Do these apps work offline?
Some features do, like offline maps, but others need internet access.
Then we should download offline maps before traveling.
Good idea. That way we won't get lost without internet.
Are the apps easy to use?
Yes, most of them have simple interfaces and clear instructions.
That's good. We won't waste time figuring them out.
Also, we should enable location services for accurate navigation.
Right. That will improve the app's performance.
I'll organize all the apps in one folder on my phone.
Great. That makes them easier to access.
We should also keep them updated for the best features.
Agreed. Updates usually improve accuracy and security.
Do you think we should download any additional apps?
Maybe a currency converter app would be useful.
Good point. It will help us manage our expenses while traveling.
We could also download a weather app to check forecasts.
Yes, that will help us plan our daily activities better.
With all these apps, our trip will be well organized.
Definitely. Technology will make our travel experience smoother and more convenient.
Don't forget to practice what you've learned. Repeat the phrases and try to use them in your own conversations. The more you practice, the more natural your English will become. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, share, and subscribe for more helpful English lessons. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.